Good morning. Just after 9:15 on the 10th of December, 2020, and it's E from MarketWizards.com and eMoneyWizard.com, reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. And we do have an edge. There is no doubt about that. Using these are our primary jurors, and the combination of all of these together gives us an edge. Reminder to use risk capital you can afford to lose. Well, I like the 30-minute chart and I like the 5-minute chart. And two of those charts today suggested to get short morning after trend day. And if we got lucky with news, that we would be able to take out the prior day's low and perhaps get down into that 52 target. And first things first, you've got to earn the right to make a new low, and that's morning after trend day is to test the prior low. And then if we get some luck, then we can obviously capture some more territory. Now, capturing and retaining it are two different things. But for now, we have approached new territory. So the real key will be on bounces. How high will that bounce go? We're obviously going to use this 70 area as our resistance for now. Overnight, we started with the idea, let's play range, right? Based on what we saw, we said probably will be contained by the 82s to 85s max. And obviously the low as support, and we said paid for sure, obviously by the 62s. So if you're looking at that framework, then the next level down should be theoretically coming into that 51 and a half. And on our OTF, we've got 52s and I've got the 51 and a half. James asked last night what we're going to use for the daily. I'll show you that in a minute. But this clearly showed up as a target zone. 52s to 55s paid for sure coming down, because yesterday we had 55 stop for the longs, which actually that trade worked. But that anybody that was still long trying to hold, obviously you got to give that up if it comes right back and takes you out. You don't want a winning trade to turn into a losing trade. I said, let's look at the monthly chart. Okay, and we wanted to use this area pre-market. Once we stalled up here at that 82, then when we come back through and we're testing the lows, the real key is, can you keep it down here in this half of the pipe, which it did. And that's where I said we were jockeying down here, and that 60 to 65 was being resolved. And obviously it resolved to the short side. So your next area becomes 48 and a quarter as your next support target based on this model for monthly. So we don't just throw numbers out there willy-nilly. We have a reason for them. And that's the beauty of this system. And here's our overnight range. You can see the break. That's the beauty of side-by-side charts. You see the break. And here's the daily predictive. And this is the way I had set it up pre-market. We were battling here, obviously these 62s, right? 62 to 82. And then the next level down comes down 52s, 51 and a half for your target. So this is what it now looks like And this is a big deal back here. Step by step. Remember how this worked its way up? And we kept saying every double, keep an eye on it because they will get revisited. It's a matter of time. And if they don't, then they remain as support. So for now, we know that our next theoretical support is 42s back in here. So anybody that's had a good morning already, you don't have to do anything. You know, as a someone helping traders, the worst thing I can do now is to encourage you to overtrade. If you've already had a great day, the most important thing I can tell you is lock it. Keep your profits. If you want to play and risk some of them, we'll try to find some trades that make sense. But realistically, if your work is already done, then you want to be grateful for it and don't be so quick to just throw it back into the market. You have earned that money if you've taken risk. So the point I'm making right now is learn to keep it. Don't just give it back saying, it was just free money anyways. It wasn't free money. You know, you've had to pay for that. You've had to pay for that with time and education and everything else. So my simple request is that you respect and honor what you've done already, rather than go out there and say, "Okay, gonna find another one," because that's how you give it back when you get overconfident. This was the 30-minute chart that I said that if you can read it, if you can understand it, I like this chart as well. And that's because right back here, the blue line had said no, you don't, and it's coming down. And so all of this starts to line up in the umbrella trade, right? And Zeke had posted that in the room. So the magenta line, the blue line, the red line, the green line. And from oversold, sometimes we will get snaps. I don't think we're ready to do that, but I'd be very careful about any new lows. And we're going to watch two things. First, the overnight low, and then obviously, secondly, yesterday's low. These will be keys. If we get back inside the overnight low and then we take out yesterday's low, then the low could be in. So I'm already planting that seed that, you know, anybody that's late to the party missed it, now thinks you can just close your eyes and jump in. Good luck with that. Opportunity was earlier when the news came out. Anyways, these are great charts that help us to understand the market. And I would be careful about over trading the open right now. And don't forget, we've got rollover. We're not going to roll over until Monday. It's so much easier to do it over the weekend, and we will help you with the e-widget. So much simpler to do roll over with the e-widget. It's incredible. So I always do that first. Get my charts up and going, and then I'll go now and backfill spreadsheets because the numbers will be right there for you. Great morning. Anybody who played it, lock your profits. We'll be opening up in a couple of minutes. We'll start a new video in a minute.